So definitely have blocks to start this morning. And once again, I'm Julie. For those who have never taken my class, welcome. Any injuries or anything I need to know about? Wow, that's impressive. Maybe just everything hurts. Right. I did some crazy workout yesterday that I got up this morning and I was like, it's borderline. Can I get out of bed? Borderline, get out of bed. Yeah. It was like I did a shuffle. Come on in. You know what? There's cubbies over there. I'm gonna find a spot for your mat. Go dump it all there. It was this ladder. Stupid. Who wants to scooch? I think the front row can scooch a drop. Or yeah, go over to that way a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the old days. Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna get nice and warm. You're set. You made it.
Oh, thank you.
Are you on Buenos Aires time? Are you on Buenos Aires time? Yes. Okay. All right, everybody. Child's pose. Let's begin. Welcome back. Fast paced tournament. Holy smokies. That's futsal is no business. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it was rigged apparently. So just breathe, guys. Welcome. Enjoy your time on your mat this morning. Connect to your breath. The arms are energized and reaching pretty energetically forward. Your low back is melting into your heels. The front of the forehead, if you're able to, is resting on the mat. And allow yourself to just connect. Find the space that you need in your mind to move through this practice this morning. It's going to set you up for a great day and a wonderful week ahead. So staying low to the ground here, just going to crawl your hands a little bit over to the right. Yeah, a little bit over to the right. And if you can, take your left hand and rest it on top of your right palm. Yeah, so just kind of place the hands on top of one another. And just going to feel a little side body stretch that way. So not much has changed, just a little crawl over to the right. Your lower back is spreading. You're connecting and you're just breathing. So just crawl slowly back through center and then a slow crawl over to the left. Now your right palm, if you can, gets on top of that left hand. Yeah. And the side ribs just get a nice little stretch. The front of the forehead is still resting. And if you notice your seat lifting up really high, you've gone a little too far. Good. Crawl back through center and then see if you can energize your arms a little bit more. Activate your hands, curl your toes into the mat, and let's lift up to our downward facing dog. So as we come to this first dog this morning, definitely recommend taking up a lot of space on the mat. So the hands go super wide. It's going to give you a little bit more space through the upper shoulder blades. The index fingers recommendation is to have them facing forward. And then you look back at your feet, and your feet are about hips width distance, roughly. If your heels are really lifted from the ground, don't sweat it. Bend your knees a little bit if you feel a little tight. It is pretty cold out this morning. The body may not be as responsive. It may need a little bit more TLC. So you may need to practice with a slight bend behind your knees. Breathe your hips way up off your shoulders this morning. Let your head just go. Yeah. And actually, let's pedal it out a little. So bend your right knee a little bit or whatever leg you want to start with, doesn't matter. And then as the leg that straightens, you can begin to melt the heel a little closer towards the ground just to encourage a little bit of a deeper hamstring release. So just do it one more time on each side and then see if you can find some stillness. Fix your eyes on something that's known as the dristi. And it's totally normal and natural for the dristi to kind of, move around. And then in one piece, roll forward to a plank. So come forward to a solid, strong plank position. Lead with your heart and chest and know the modification. So I speak a lot about modifying in this practice. It's always there for you. You drop your knees down and you support the pose if it's too much. Take the round out of the upper shoulder blades. Yeah, draw the pit of the belly in and up. Activate the thigh bones. Hug into the center line. Connect to your breath and hold. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. So if you can look to the front skinny edge of the mat, that's going to kind of be your sweet spot. Hold. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. There's a broadening of your upper shoulder blades. The side of your arms are getting nice and engaged. Drive a little bit more weight forward. Lower halfway to a push-up or support with the knees down if you prefer supported push-ups. Elbow slide right side your ribs. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. If your knees are down, you could just lift them up. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. The first one's always the hardest. Roll forward to a plank position. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. Yeah, we got to just rip the Band-Aid off. I mean, I just went running in 30-degree weather and I thought it was fun. Yeah. I was like wearing my ski clothes, my shirt was tucked in. It was really a hot look. Yeah. Roll forward plank position. So you can't go by me. I'm all about ripping the Band-Aid off. Halfway to a push-up. Halfway to a push-up. Neck is neutral. There you go. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Ooh. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward one more time, plank position. You got to work it out. Halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Slow and steady wins this race. Drag yourself through an up dog or cobra. So if lower back is sensitive, cobra is a good option. Press even through the hands, the tops of the feet, pull the chest through. That's great. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Yeah. Look to the top of the mat. You're going to step, or maybe it's more of a crawl this morning. Long spine, weight stays forward. Your hands can also rest on your shins. Exhale, you're going to fold into yourself. Let your head go. Try that again. Inhale, long spine, create some space. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Just stand for a moment. You may find you want to practice with your feet a little apart today. That's fine. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Look up with your eyes. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go as you fold. Long spine sets you up. You can step. I would for the first one, or hop lightly to a chaturanga. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra. So if your back is sensitive, cobra is a good option. Hips up and back, down dog. Be okay with taking the modified versions of every pose. Arms stay nice and straight. Look where you want to go. Step, or float to the top of the mat. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. If your neighbor's near, just go straight up towards the sky. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Just move with the ease of your body. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to set you up. Step, or float light. Chaturanga push-up is where we're going. Up dog or cobra. Press to the hands, the tops of the feet. Keep your neck neutral. Hips up and back, down dog. Spread the palms wide. Breathe the hips way up off the shoulders. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. It's all good. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Here we go. Keep going. Arms go straight up. Dive in half over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to set it up. Step, float. Land light. Chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Drag your heart through. Hips up and back, down dog. Each one gets a little better. And if it's not, just tell yourself and it will. Arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go up. Keep moving. Dive in half over bent knees. Forward fold. Let the head go. Long spine to set it up. Step or float. Vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through your body. Press even. Hips up and back. Down dog. So take a little bit of a shorter, wider down dog. So I'd walk your feet in a little closer and take them to the width of the mat. So it's a much tighter, shorter down dog to the point that your feet, maybe your heels can get a little closer. So go in even closer and tighter and tighter. Yeah, it's like a baby down dog. Yeah, you're going to feed your right hand anywhere along the outside of the left leg. So if you're a little less flexible, so go outside a leg. Yep, you can grab. Just grab here. There you go. Don't make it so complicated. Anywhere along the outside of the leg. If you're more flexible, it's obviously going to be down a little closer towards the ankle, the base of the foot. If flexibility is not your middle name today, it's going to be higher up. The goal is to keep everything even. Then you want to look underneath your armpit towards the sky. There you go. You want to keep both sides of your legs even. Plug down with that base hand. Right hand comes back down. Short down dog. So if you're in this baby down dog, try the other side. Feed the left hand to the outside, anywhere along the outside of that right leg. So it can be really high up. Yeah, you can go, Joe, you can go higher. And then look underneath that right armpit. The goal is to keep the hips even. So if you're steering all the way to one side, back out of it a little. Plug down with that base hand. Stay with it. You all want out, out, out. Yeah. I could tell. I know the energy. I've been doing this a long time. Hand down, baby down dog. Walk out to a regular down dog. Maybe baby down dogs weren't our thing today. Yeah. Roll forward plank. Lean on your left hand for a Vashisthasana side plank. You can modify. You can drop the bottom knee. Stagger the feet. Find something that you know you can hold for a bunch of breaths. Top arm can stretch straight up like a big cross in the body. So you're just opening up the heart and chest, or your top arm can reach up and forward. You pick. Your hips are aligned though. Just breathing yourself open this morning. Nice, Ben. Nice slow transition to plank, but pause in plank. Find your midline. Your right hand's gonna have to come forward about an inch, and then you roll to the other side. So the trick with this stuff is to find the sweet spot with your practice, to find just the right amount of energy that you're putting out. Right. You don't want to struggle too much. Top arm straight up or top arm straight over your ear for side body. That's going to work the obliques. Take your top hip, stack it over your bottom hip. So make sure you're not steering them open. Stay with it. Plank position. Slow count to chaturanga, lower slow. You're going to hold the chaturanga. Drag yourself through a smooth up dog, point your toes. Back to a chaturanga if you got it in you, rebend the elbows. Oh my God, plank position, plank position. Downward facing dog. Downward, yeah, it's a double down dog, double chaturanga. Look where you want to go, guys. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. So separate your feet about hips width distance. Have your blocks to the top of the mat just in case. Sit into chair pose. Chair pose. Weights in your heels. So this may not be the prettiest transition, so just go with it. You're on your right leg. Your left ankle is going to cross over your right thigh and ankle to knee. Again, if you need to use your hands, you do it. So it's not eagle, it's ankle to knee. So it's the figure four. And you're going to continue to sit. So you may need to use your hands to kind of set it up. You want to steer your hips back. So this version, we're not going into anything flying, even if you have it in your practice. Flex the foot strong and breathe. You want to breathe into the hip flexor. You want to breathe into the IT band. The arms are moving up. The seat is lowering down. The butt is moving back. The weight's in that standing right heel. Keep the arms moving up towards the sky. You're going to guide that left leg back, crescent lunge. So see if you can guide it back into a crescent lunge, also known as a high lunge. Big step back, crescent lunge. Take a second to set it up. Back knee can soften a little. Hip points move forward. So trust that the body knows where to go. Most of you have practiced for a long time. Yeah, you're high on the ball of that back foot. You're driving down into the mat. So your right thigh is really engaged. Drag the hands to a prayer heart. You're going to lean forward about 2 or 3 inches with a very long spine and air twist to the right. When we air twist to the right, it's a soft movement. The twist is only happening through the little baby ribs. Point the right elbow up towards the sky. Yeah. You're not hooking, you're air twisting. Some of you are very aggressive. Look to the floor, left hand comes down, right arm peels open, go into an easy twist. Utilize a block, it's very helpful. To the instep of that foot. If your right knee is turning out, you have to reach it forward towards the front edge of the mat. So go to the instep of the foot, guys. Stack up the shoulders nicely and neatly. Breathe yourself open here. 2 more breaths. Right hand to the floor, pause. Spring to the top of the mat with your feet hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair, weight moves into your heels. Take your right ankle and cross over to the top of the left thigh. You may need to use your hands to do it. It's okay. Get it set. And continue to sit into a chair. Arms are moving up, seat is moving back. Weights in that standing heel. Neck is neutral. There's a little natural curve through your spine. And if you lose your balance, you just try again. The arms are moving up. You're going to guide your right leg back. Just do the best that you can. Guide it back. Big, juicy step, high lunge. You're on the ball of your back foot. If you need to reset, you reset. Not a big deal. Hip points move forward. Drive down into the mat so the rest of the body elevates up. Neck is neutral. Sit deeper into that front thigh. Activate that back leg. Drag the hands to a prayer. Lean out about 2 or 3 inches. You're creating a dimension of length, and then you're air twisting. So you're just taking the spine and turning a little to the left. You're staying really up. Yes. Left hip grips in. Back leg is like plank. You got it. Now you look down. The right hand tense. The left arm opens. You go into that easy twist. I need a block for this pose, especially in the beginning. Even at the end. Yes. Grip your hip in. Jody A, walk your left foot over towards Jody P. Nope, the other left foot. Yeah, there, now we're talking. Stack it open. Find your breath. Left hand down, pause. Spring to the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale. Feet or hips width. It's going to make it easier. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, regular chair with your feet split apart like this. So really sit into your chair. Your right leg is going to stay really bent. Your left leg is going to step back, warrior one. Step right back into warrior one. Lila, walk your left foot over to the left more, and that's going to help you find, yes, even. You want about hips width between your front right foot and your back left foot. Your left ribs have to spin forward. Your side body is nice and long. Drop your arms alongside your body, guys. Interlace your hands. Inhale your breath. Eyes of the shoulders lift. Exhale, come forward. Let's take a humble. Yeah. Steer your right hip in. Take the left side of your body forward, and you can just come down halfway. You can hover over that front thigh. You can rest your stomach on your thigh. You can get all schnoogie with yourself and get your right shoulder to the instep of that right leg. But keep taking the left side of your body forward and fire up that back leg. If you can drop your head, relax your jaw and your face, it's going to make the experience a little bit better. Hopefully. Stay with it, guys. You're still holding. Yeah, if you just took a long flight, this is not a happy pose. Yeah. Stay low to the ground. Just split your hands apart around your front foot. Let your left heel pop up off the ground one more time. Spring to the top of the mat. Long spine on your inhale. Keep your feet hips width distance, guys. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. So if your feet are get together in chair, it's hard to guide the foot back and be aligned. So feet hips width apart. Go feet hips width and really sit. Now the left thigh is bent pretty dramatically. The right leg's going to step back, warrior one. Yeah, trust that the body knows where to go, or at least, you know, somewhat in the right direction. Just turn your right toes a little more forward. I'm going to keep bugging you on this. Right ribs forward. Now you got it. Perfect. Drop your arms alongside your body. If you can remember the class, do the opposite. So opposite thumb, opposite baby finger cross. If you can't figure that out, don't worry about it. Inhale, lift the heart and the chest. Exhale, come forward. So what you're looking for here is that the left hip doesn't wing out. So the entire right side of the body is moving forward. Less is more. Yeah. Anchor that back foot, contract the muscles around the right quadricep. Then all these things are going to help you out as we move. Nice, Jasmine. Great. Two more. So stay low to the ground. Just split the hands apart for a second and then step to a plank. Now we get to move. We're going to move. Halfway to a push-up. Drag yourself through something smooth. Yes. I don't care what it is. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. From the back of the mat, step your right foot forward. Turn your back foot strong. Rise, warrior one. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank position. Add or subtract push-ups. If you're not into all the push-ups, take them out. Add or subtract back bend. Hips up and back, down dog. The left foot lands from the back of the mat. Move slow and steady. Hands come back down through a vinyasa. You decide what that looks like. Up dog. If you want to add in the extra push-up, you can. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe. Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Try to not breathe through your mouth. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float top of mat. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Just regular chair. If you like it with your feet apart, continue that. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. That was a little sneaky warm up for you. Yeah, I like to be sneaky. Arms go straight up. Sit heavy in your heels for chair. This is the only place I could be sneaky. I tried to surprise my son with oat milk, chocolate milk. Oh my God. He's like, this is terrible. Fold over the legs. He's like, what is this shit? Long spine to prepare. Exhale, step or float. Chaturanga. Yeah. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back. In theory, it sounded great. Right foot forward, back foot spirals, warrior one. Good, take your time. Hands back down, chaturanga. Up dog, pulls you through. Nice work. Hips up and back, down dog. Don't get sloppy. Left foot lands, back foot turns. So in the sloppy is where we generally get hurt. Right, move slow enough that you can feel. Back down we go, chaturanga. Some of you are jazzed up on coffee. Up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Lemon tea. Now you're talking. Yeah. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, weight is forward. Fold. Chair pose. You want to feel the weight in your heels, guys. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Keep going like this. These are solid. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels, chair. Dive over those bent legs forward. Fold. Let your head go. Long spine prepares you. Step or float. Chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, down dog. Keep it going. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Warrior one. We all move a little different. Back down we go through a vinyasa. From your down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns. Back down we go, chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back down dog. We're gonna do one more, but catch up here. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Look where you wanna go. Step or float, tap a mat. Long spine, fold, chair pose. Yeah, why not? Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. We got a pretty good, a solid age group in here. Arms go straight up. You can appreciate this. Yes, chair, sit deep, chair pose. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Just keep it rolling. Long spine sets you up. Chaturanga. We are crazy. Yeah. Right foot forward, warrior one. You're doing great, Joe. Yes, chaturanga. Keep moving through. Hit the left side and then hold dog when you're done. Nice, Nance. Chaturanga. I got some solid zoomers here too. Up dog. Yeah, they're holding their own. Downward facing dog. Be still for a few breaths. Okay, let's breathe the right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. It's tight in here, but I think we've spaced to lift the leg. There you go. When you lift your leg, keep everything squared off. So you may notice that the leg doesn't lift as high when we do it that way. Now, point your right toes while the leg is still up. Come forward and hug your right knee towards your navel. So really squeeze it in tight. Keep the arms straight up and down. And I just need you to look forward. There you go. I mean, if we do nothing else in life but look ahead, well, we're going to be all right. Like, keep your head up. Step the right foot smack in between the hands. Turn the back foot on its angle and cartwheel open warrior two. Warrior two. Yeah. You're doing okay? You're okay with the heat? Okay, great. So you're in warrior two and you're arranging your stance so it feels solid for you. The right foot is forward, the back toe's on a little angle. The arms spread open really wide. Wrap that right thigh open. Lengthen your tailbone and then close your eyes and hold here for a few breaths. It's just a feeling. And the feeling sometimes overpowers you. My arms are dead. Yeah, I can't feel my arms. I did this crazy thing yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, forget it. It feels good. Spread the arms open wide. Lengthen your tailbone. Draw your belly in. So think squat, tailbone drops, back toes turn them in more. And think tailbone drops. So tailbone, rather than sticking the butt out, lengthen it. Flip the palm reverse. Come back through warrior two. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. I need a block here or arm to the top of thigh is right where it's at. Yeah. Decide what you need. Yeah, if you're going arm to top of thigh, just keep your right shoulder real soft away from your ear. If the hand is on a block, place it to the outside of that foot. Any direction on the block is great. Top arm straight up or up and forward if you want a little bit more action through that side body. Keep turning your bottom ribs and continuously hugging your right hip under. Has a tendency to want to drift out. Mitch, the alignment looks really good. Stay with it. Couple more breaths. Crown of the head is moving over that front foot and your neck is neutral. So when you start to feel a little more, that's when we're working on a deeper level. The good stuff is happening. Two more. Okay, look to the floor. Left hand comes down. Let your left heel pop off. Okay, we're going to come to the top of the mat, but you're going to cross your left ankle over your front. So it's kind of like a funky forward fold. Yeah. The baby toes are going to come together. Your heels are going to have a separation. Definitely utilize the blocks if the floor you feel like you're just kind of crumbling on yourself. Come to the fingertips, long spine out in front of you. And then you're going to walk your hands a little bit over to the right. Yeah. Just a little bit over to the right. The second you start to feel any shift in the hips that's too much, back out of it. And soften behind your knees as you bring more weight forward. Be patient, guys. Come back to center, okay? Use the block for this. Slide the block underneath that right hand out in front of you enough that your side ribs are long. So set it up, and then your left hand's gonna come to your hip. So the right hand's on a block, left hand on hip, and you're unraveling into Ardha Chandrasana, known as half moon pose. So your right foot stays grounded and your left leg unravels. And if you need to reset, you reset. Good. Hug your right hip in, keep your right foot forward. Stack it open. Add in whatever feels appropriate to you. If you're working on more balance, that's great. If you want to add in a little bind, you're welcome to do that. You can just keep it simple. Take your bottom right ribs and turn them towards the left. Soften case your right knee a little bit. Now you're good. If you added in anything fun, or I think it's fun, just find your way back to a regular version of half moon. And the transition's a little funky. Stay with me, guys. Step to triangle. You're ready for it. Use the block, move it with you. Your right hand anywhere on the front of your right shin. Use a block to the outside of the right calf. You prefer that. Stack open the body again. So we're creating a lot of dimension of this open chest. Awesome. Little soft bend behind that front right knee. Take your right ribs and continuously turn. Grip the bottom hip in. I personally like the block to the outside of the calf, but that's just personal preference. Yeah, so you just play around with it a little. Lean back a little bit. Stay with it. Take it to the floor, plank position. Pause and plank. Yeah. Slow push up. Lower slow. Pause in the chaturanga. Even if you have to drop your knees, it's fine. Slow back bend. Slow back bend. So no jerking movements. Feel what you're doing. Come back through that chaturanga. Yes. Re-straighten your arms. You got this. Oh boy. Hips up and back, down dog. That's okay. Breathe the left leg up and back. Three-legged down dog. So just breathe that left leg up in space. Flex the toes strong. Don't be caught up on how high the leg is lifting. Keep gripping the hips in. Point the toes on the left foot. Come forward and hug your left knee towards your navel. Hug it in tight. Arms are straight up and down, back leg strong. Now keep the leg hugging in, just look forward. Just look forward, it changes everything. Step the foot forward and through. Turn the back foot on a strong angle. Find your way to warrior two. Set it up. Yeah. You take a few breaths to find your way in, that works. Track the left knee, roll that thigh open. Joe, this side, that looks much better. You found length, yeah. It's hard. There's a lot of other exercise classes out there that tell you to do like weird stuff with your pelvis. So in yoga, it's all about finding length. Right. Yeah. So think squat. That's the best way I can describe it. Maybe close your eyes. It's less intimidating to hold the pose if you close your eyes. Breathe yourself open here. Let yourself feel. It's not a bad thing. How can you soften? How can you let go? It is possible. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Let the front side open a little. Come back through warrior two. Reach way out and place your hand on the outside of the foot, or go back to the modified version. Your arm can rest on the top of your thigh. The extended side angle A. Wonderful. If your arm is on the top of your thigh, just remind yourself to soften your shoulder. Grip that bottom hip in, turn your ribs, look sideways, look up. Take the top arm up and forward if you want more. Take your left ribs and turn them right. Yep, turn them up towards the ceiling. That's it. Anchor more. Stay with it. The strength comes from the hold. Eyes go to the floor, right hand comes down. Okay, so frame out that front foot, let your right heel pop up, and then spring to the top, crossing your right ankle in front of the left. Yeah, so your baby toes touch and the heels have a little separation. I definitely recommend the blocks. Place them up high so you're enough forward with your torso. Bend a little behind your knees, and then you fold. And then if you want to incorporate a little side body or a little TFL, walk your hands a little bit over to the left, just a little bit. The second you feel like you're going one way too much, you back out of it. Remind yourself to keep your weight forward, soften your knees. Come back to center, pause, because the setup is really what's going to get us in right. Use your block, place it underneath your left shoulder. So it's got to be a little off the edge of the left baby toe, enough forward. Bring your right hand to your hip and open up. First, we're going to go half moon. So first, open to half moon. Yeah. The left hip forward, the left foot forward, and then stack it open this way. And it's meant to challenge your balance. Soften behind that standing left knee a little. And then add in whatever feels appropriate for your practice today. Binding it up, working on balance. Side ribs turn. Good. Kick your foot behind you rather than up. Regular half moon if you got fancy. Transition slow to triangle. So you kind of have to premeditate on the step back and then use your block or pull up on the front of the shin. That's it. Perfect. And then lean back a little bit. Yeah, block to the outside of the calf. Definitely the sweet spot. Stack it open. Very nice. Crown of the head is moving forward. Man, I like the buzz cut. Is it the buzz cut or are you growing a beard? Okay, I'm just checking. Your facial hair really changes people's looks. Yes. Lean back a little. My husband's growing a beard. It's a sight. Yeah. Yes. It's very interesting. Lean back a little. He says he's trying to lose weight, and so he's going to shave the beard when he gets skinny. I was like, okay. Yeah. It's hard to live in my house. Yeah. I stopped feeding him after the first of the year, and he stopped shaving. Lean back. Stay with it. Triangle. 2 more breaths, guys. Make it count. Plank position, but do it slow. Yes. When you hit the plank, lower slow to a chaturanga. So if you're starting to fatigue, drop your knees. Yes. Then drag yourself to a smooth up dog. No jerky movements. Then hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float top of mat. Get there light. Long spine weight is forward. Fold into yourself. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. And stand still for a sec. Yeah. Stand on your left leg and draw your right knee towards your navel. Hug it in with using both hands. So you're standing up and you're just hugging your right knee towards your navel. So when you do it, notice what the nature is. Do your shoulders walk all the way up towards your ears? See if you can soften your shoulders and really use your muscular strength to maintain this. Grab your big toe with a peace sign grip, or just stay with your right hand on the front of that right knee shin area. Okay, so there's a couple options. The left hand slides to your hip, and then decide, do you have the flexibility to extend that right leg forward, or am I good just standing up tall? So we're going to go straight forward, Case, straight forward with the leg. Yeah. So when you extend the right leg forward, you have to stand up really tall and draw the shoulders down the back. The left arm can extend up towards the sky. So this can all be done with the bent knee. Don't feel stressed out doing that. Keep back into that hand, but stand up as tall as you can and breathe yourself open. Pull around to center. Your arms go up and your leg stays in the air. If it's straight out, that's great. If it's got to be bent, it's got to be bent. Draw the navel in. Keep the arms moving up. Lower the right foot to the mat and sit into chair. Sit deep into chair. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. You're gonna up and twist to the right. We're gonna go the same direction. You can air twist if you're sensitive in your low back. Keep the feet, the shins, the knees. Open up your arms if you're exploring more. Stay with it. Breathing into the posture as you maintain the structure of the pose. Pull around to chair. Recommit to your chair. It's solid. It's strong. And then shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So reset. Stand on your right leg and just draw your left knee towards your navel. So it's about picking what you know you can maintain and not going to the deepest place. So grab below the left kneecap to start and stand on that right leg. Hook the big toe or just slide your hand below the knee shin area and just stand up, hugging that knee to a 90-degree angle. Draw the right arm up towards the sky. The goal is to have your hips aligned forward. If you're extending that left leg forward, you're going straight forward. And the knee does not have to go pin straight. It can have a bend. Soften the shoulder away from your back. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Keep the leg moving forward and just change the grip. The right hand to the outside of that left thigh with a bent knee or the outside of the foot. If you're kicking forward, the standing leg must stay straight. Peel the left arm back. Look sideways or start to look back into that hand. If you lose your balance, it's okay. Just come back and restart. Keep the leg up. Don't let it drop, guys. Come forward with the spine. Look forward, arms up. Leg lifts in the air at any height. See if you can lift it a little higher. Lower it down to meet the right and then sit into chair. Sit deep into your chair pose. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale that breath. Hook and twist towards the left. We're going the same direction. Watch that the right knee and the right side of the body doesn't turn with you. So it's better to do a little less and be aligned. Good. Open up your arms if you feel inclined to take on more. Stay with it. Chair pose, pull around, recommit. Strong chair, strong chair. Sit all the way down and find a Botnavasana. Gotcha. You can have your hands resting on the floor or on blocks. Your knees can be bent. Your hands can grab anywhere along the sides of the legs, the base of the feet. Just find a version of this that you know you can support, keeping the shoulders lifted, the belly drawing in. Yeah, you're going to row the boat. You're going to lower halfway and find Ardha Navasana. So the legs can come lifted up higher if the lower back is sensitive. You're good. So they can be up at 90-degree angle if the lower back feels too much. The lower back has to press down into the mat. Oh boy. Pull yourself up, boat Navasana. Our boat is sinking. Yes, we have a sinking ship. Lower halfway, Ardha Navasana. Don't go as deep if you can't support it, and you can create a bend behind your knees. Yes. Pull it back up. It can be more of an isometric movement. One more for good luck. Lower halfway, Ardha Navasana. Find a sweet spot. Neck stays neutral. Lower back spreads. Navasana, boat pose. Pull it up. Cross the ankles and crawl back. Chaturanga. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're not done yet, so don't psych yourself out. Right foot lands, crescent lunge. Yeah. Crescent lunge. You're high on the ball of that back foot. Jodie, walk your right foot to Maria. She's to your right. More. Keep going. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Lean out like we did before. This time you're going to hook and twist. If you need to drop your back knee because you're feeling like jello, then you drop your knee. Yes. If you prefer an easy twist, you take it as an easy twist. Grip your right hip in, everybody. Look sideways, look up, and lean the crown of the head back. That's going to get it in line with that back heel. This is when you don't want to muscle through. No, you just have to let your body and your mind do what it can. Hands to frame your front foot. Pause. Step your back foot in about, I don't know, a lot. So it's like a short warrior one. Yes. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Slide your hands to your hips. Come halfway up and come the rest of the way up. I don't like teaching twisting triangle down. So let's reset. The right foot, walk it a little to the right, and the left foot, make sure it's completely turned forward. Right hand will stay on your hip. The left arm extends up. Come halfway down. Before you go any further, give yourself a self-adjustment. Right hip and take it way back. And then come the rest of the way down. Your hand can slide to a block, to the shin. Yep, I go inside, but some of you can take it outside. Milo, you got this. Your right hand, it can be on your hip. It can be on the flat part of your back. That actually gives you a lot of information, like, are you aligned? There you go. Or you can stack your right arm open, but feel like someone's got you by your hips and they're pulling you with a bungee cord towards the back edge of the mat. The spine is long. The legs are active. You're twisting open. Stay with it right here. A few more. Right hand down. Step to a down dog, please. Just to a down dog. Just step to a down dog. Left foot lands, crescent lunge. Crescent lunge on the left side. Bring it up. Drag the hands to prayer. Lean out. Create the space, and then hook and twist. You can start with the knee lifted from the ground, or you can go immediately to the modified version if you feel like you need a little support. Grip the bottom hip in. Activate your back leg. You could take this as an easy twist too. Your right hand could just be down on the floor and your left arm could peel open. You can also air twist. Lean back a little bit. Get the crown of the head to line up with that back heel. The spine should be long. Are you flopping? Yeah. A little flopping is fun. Yeah, we like flopping. Twist open more. At the end, give it everything you've got. Hands to frame your front foot. Pause. Step your back foot in like a lot, so it's a lot shorter of a tighter stance. Drag your hands to your hips. Come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. Most of the time, the alignment needs to be reset. Walk the left foot over to the left a few inches. Yes, right foot should be facing forward. Left hand on hip, right arm extends up towards the sky. Inhale that breath, come halfway down, steer the hips way back, and then finish it off with a hand to the inside of that foot or to a block or to your shin. Left hand could be on your hip, the flat part of your back. I like that because it tells you like what's happening. Am I way off or right? And you can make a little adjustment. Then the stance got like teeny, teeny, tiny. It's too small. Step back more. Keep going. There you go. Now you're back in business. Look sideways though. If you look down, you want to hit the floor. There you go. Breathe yourself open here. Two more. Hands to the floor. Down dog. Just step to a dog. Drop to your forearms. Dolphin pose. Dolphin pose. So when you take dolphin, you have to walk your hands in a little closer. You can interlace your hands. You can have your palms spread across the mat. You can have the hands in a prayer facing forward. And then tighten up the stance here. Like make it a shorter down dog. Right. You may need to bend your knees a little, lift your hips up really high. Sides of the triceps wrap in. So if any of you know you can get up without taking someone else out, then of course go. If not, just stay here. Maybe lift one leg, independent leg lift. Lift it up just hip height and pause. Feel your outer hips hug in. Feel the sides of your triceps grip in. Lower the right foot down. Breathe the left leg up. So you breathe that left leg up into space. You hug the hips in and you ground. Ground through your forearms and the sides of your arms. Lower the left leg down. Stay up 5 more breaths. Child's pose resting. Arms reach back. Grab the base of your feet. Nice work. Grab the base of your feet in child's pose. Yeah, it's more restorative. Arms spread forward, down dog. Yeah. Let's slide the right knee forward, half pigeon. Yeah. Yeah, set yourself up here, half pigeon right side. Try not to resist the pose. Let your body just fall into it. If anyone wants to thread the needle in this, I'll tell you how to do that. If you're fine and content the way that you are, you don't have to add anything. So essentially, when you're down low, you'll slide your left shoulder blade to the right skinny edge of the mat. So you just slide your left shoulder under you, and then the right hand can wrap behind your back or on the flat part of your back. Yeah, you got it. It could wrap around to the outer hip. So go the other direction, hon. Take it the other direction. So do your left arm, opposite arm, opposite leg. There you go. Feel that? Yeah. It's optional. Just 5 more breaths wherever you are. Unravel yourself. Down dog. Stay with the mindset kind of calm. Left knee comes forward, half pigeon. If you're on your back, just switch sides. Left knee forward, half pigeon. Just take it regular first. Hold. Yeah, block is good there. You want to find symmetry in this pose. So if you're dropping all the way to one side, a block underneath your left side will be helpful. Yeah, good move. If you want to add them a little bind, it's optional. The right shoulder feeds underneath. So your right ear comes to the mat. Your left arm can wrap behind your back any amount. Or you can just stay as you are. Unwind. Down dog. Last time today. Down dog. Clear it out. Lower. Roll forward to plank. One last time. Add in one final push up if you got it in you. Pull yourself through a back bend of choice. Hips up and back, down dog. Then look to the front edge of the mat and hop your feet all the way through. Lay down, bring your block with you. We'll do 2 back bends here to finish this off, and then a little spine twist. So lay down. If you know you're feeling amped up and you can just go full wheel, by all means, flip the palms, bring the chin to the chest, and go for it. If you're more like me, I'm into the restorative thing at this part. Yeah. Lift your hips up, and you can just use robot type arms and lift the tailbone with or without the block underneath you, but find something. If you're going up into full wheel, just remember that your feet have to stay forward any which way we take this. Good. The length of the pose comes from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. If you're on a block, stay. If you're not on a block, exhale the breath, lower down. It's good to reset. One more. Find something you know you can hold for a few really good breaths. If you're ready to go up, flip the palms. If you're more restorative, slide the block. Repeat a second set of regular bridge. Yeah, that's good, Pat. If your legs are up, left them straight towards the sky. Yeah, that would be with a block underneath. Yeah, I like that because it flushes out lactic acid, which by all means, we seem to have a lot of that today. Yeah. 5 more breaths. If you came out of the more advanced version of it, find a less intense version. Find a less intense version and hold. Exhale the breath. If your legs are up, lower the legs down first. Get the feet grounded. Then remove any objects out from underneath. Let the lower back hit the ground. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a good solid squeeze. Reach for the blades of your feet. Grab for happy baby. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. Melt the lower back. Soften the shoulders down your back. Hug the knees in, drop them over to the right and upper body a little to the left. You can double hook the legs. You can kind of wrap them like an eagle, or you can just stack them up. Just a basic supine movement here. Shouldn't feel this too much in the lower back. Legs should be up towards the hips. Come up through center. You kind of have to shimmy your hips a little to the right and then drop the knees over to the left, whatever way you didn't go, if you went the wrong way. Good. Come up towards center. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Find your way to complete rest. Shavasana. If you have 2 blocks, slide them underneath your thighs. That's really nice for the low back. Yeah. Let the feet flop open. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring your arms up over the top of the head for a full stretch. Hug your knees in towards your chest, give them a passive squeeze, but an active hello. And rock up however you feel best. Or you can stay down. I don't care. Sit up nice and tall. Let the hands come to a prayer. Bow the head for a second. Being able to sit with yourself at the end of the practice, like within your own skin, is a gift. That's what yoga does for you. Just be with yourself for a moment. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. Hydrate yourself. I'm here every Tuesday. I'm on Zoom other days, like I'm on Zoom right now. And I'll see you all soon. The great class, good effort by everybody.